Hi, myself Naval Marwa, founder of Magna Global HR Services Private Limited. This video talk is a part of our job hunting headhunter style series. Job hunting, the way a headhunter series can help you how to hunt a job, the headhunt techniques, how effectively can be used for job hunting too. Actually, a headhunter work quite similar the way hunter hunts in a jungle. Hence, that's why hunter has been taken as an analogy for the ease of understanding. My last sessions, I spoke about how to select your hunting grounds, then how to select the animal what you like to hunt, and then we discussed about the targets, organs which you need to. And today we would be talking about weapons and accessories. The video name is Job Hunting Target Animals, which is last video, and we spoke about our job hunting target organs. So if you've not seen my previous video, my suggestion is better see them. It makes a better sense beforehand. You know, my from earlier videos for hunting grounds are your products and the services of your expertise and interest or the sector in which you are hunting a job. Animals are the companies that belongs to the sectors and providing those services of your interest, of your expertise. Target organs are the positions, roles and executives that are named talent executors. The talent executors are the one which you need to hunt. Now, hunting weapon. What should be hunting weapon? I ask this question much time to many job seekers. What is your weapon to hit to attract a passive talent acquisitor? The person who takes the hiring decisions. The most standard answer from the job seekers get my resume. My resume is my weapon. My resume is my bullet that will hit the target. I have a different views on that. If resume is your bullet, then you cannot keep on just firing it, forwarding it, broadcasting it without even identifying the target. A bullet has to be fired at a target. Remember, you are in a hunting operation, and hunting is a covert operation. You cannot go to jungle and just start firing incrementally. You're not in a war where you are fighting with the machine guns. You need to aim. Resume is your bullet, then you should fire it selectively. You must most preferably fire when the target is in the sight and also responds to your bait. Did I say bait? Yes. A bait is safety. Resume bullet should be fired once after your target, your prey has taken your bait. As a headhunter, I never send an open job description giving the names of my clients. It never works. It would jeopardize my client's identity and the interest. And so does yours if you start disposing yourself. So I would disclose the name of my client only when I have a fair amount of confidence that I have enticed the passive job seeker. So if you want to go after passive talent acquisitors, those decision makers, the real decision maker, a job hunter, you want a good catch, you need a safety net. The first rule in hunting is a safety for yourself. So let's talk safety. When you go for hunting, there are a few things that you need to take along. The safety gears, then baits, decoys, weapon. Yes, you need to have your weapon. Your resume is a weapon. But when to fire, what to fire? The first is the safety. Have you seen machans? Those are the camouflage, the position of advantage. The tall one, camouflage, the safety of the hunter. Because in this, hunter can see the prey, but the target prey cannot see the hunter. Now you will need this camouflaging facility to hide your identity. Either you create an alternate email ID or protect your status or find an intermediary through which you can protect yourself. Just the way an employer gets heads hunted, can you find a job hunter or talent promoter for you who can hide your identity, safeguard you? A camouflage identity would help in more than one way. The advantage is that you know whom you are targeting, but the target doesn't know who you are. It's like a Mashan in a jungle where you can see your prey, but your prey cannot reach you. The advantages are many. There is no boomerang. Even if it goes to wrong hand, it does not hurt you. And more important, you don't send your resume to check the interest. Use a disguised email ID. And remember, the first one is to draw the attention, raise the curiosity. Then comes the next part of getting the job. So what can I send in place of my resume? If you're saying I should not be firing my resume at the first place, then what is that I can send? I call it decoys and baits. For that you need to make your career baits and decoys consisting of camouflage but very attractive statements on your career's strengths. Its objective is to entice, just to attract and to draw the response without giving your identity. Those are your career strengths and USP. Let me explain with an example. Let's say a traditional job seeker with a resume with 5 promotions in 12 years of work history and managing a Western region sales territory, giving 20% year-on-year sales growth. He would put this all in his resume and send to a prospect highlighting the fact. It may have some impact, but only if that prospect, the talent acquisitor, happens to read the resume. And then it goes. But now imagine I had job hunter sending a mail with the line, an A sales professional in your product line consistently giving 20% year-on-year growth in your product line, stable and performing employee with 5 promotion in 12 years. May consider a career transition, and we can arrange a no agenda meeting free of cost if there is a likelihood of any inclination exists in your company. That's all. There are other ways of endorsement and amplifiers. Endorsement and amplifiers are the statement made by professionals, connections of the person, the people you worked with, people who had known you. For example, in my last 2 decades, if your customer is saying last 2 decades of, and if you're a salesperson of my business, I haven't seen too many sales professionals who understand the market and the pulse of the business the way Mr. So-and-so understand. He is one day an asset to the organization. The good thing, one can send this as a reminders. This arouses the curiosity, endorsement. Resumes can follow this if the talent acquisitors responds positively. As such, companies conduct reference checks. They do all this thing after selection before making the offer. Now, if your reference check, if your endorsement comes along with or before the resumes, it makes a sense. A hiring manager is likely to give it more preference because I see. Remember there. Or you can say there are so many recommendations in LinkedIn. Does it make a sense? No, sir. It's a waste of time because we do not know who has given what. Any Tom, Dick and Harry can give to anybody. Reference checks. Endorsement like certification. It has to be real one. But job hunter use it as a marketing tool. The crux of the matter is you are safe. You don't have to beg to respond to the getter response. You force a response from the prospect. This is a difference between job hunter and a job seeker. Happy hunting. Next session would be on resume writing. What would be a resume saying about yourself? Thank you.